Welcome, everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. Everybody online and everybody in person. We need to do a roll call, make sure everybody's here. Let's do introductions.
Yeah, introductions would be good.
Let's do introductions. Let's go around the table, do this introduction, then we got the special comments today.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get within the room and then we'll do the online.
Okay. I'm Connie Schnell, and I'm the Regional Program Manager for the Career Development Office, which is under the Education and Labor Cabinet. And I have the privilege of being on this board and Northern Kentucky's board.
I'm Roxanne Miracle. I'm the Regional Program Manager for Vocational Rehabilitation, and I'm under the Education Labor Cabinet too. I actually have a replacement that you guys will be voting on later. Michelle Cox, she's the new Regional Program Manager for Northern Kentucky and this area. So, if you guys will ever have to see me, anyway, it's been a pleasure being a temporary fill-in here until they found Miss Michelle.
I'm Michelle Cox, COPD. I'm still going corn on the cob. So yes, I'm the new regional summary manager. I started within Voc Rehab 21 years ago. I was an employment specialist. I worked as a counselor. Branch manager 10 years. This role opened up, so I'm super excited to be here.
I'm Angel, City of Berea, and I work business and economic development. It works me.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Page, and I'm the Executive Director for the Office of Industry and Apprenticeship Services at the Education and Labor Cabinet. A guest from this company, and we can John. Thank you.
And I'm Christian Wellman, I'm business representative with the Central Midwest Carpenters.
Right, last we owe compliance or coordinator for Bluegrass.
Jenna Hayes, Equus Workforce Solutions. I'm the project director for the direct service provider.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Steve Brian Holt. I work with Jennifer and Todd. I'm a regional director with Equus.
I'm Chris Jones. I work in the private sector for an online tech company.
Johnny Pittman, I am Workforce Development Officer for Oxmoor Auto Group, and happy to be here.
Hello, I'm David Sturgill. I'm the regional director of adult ed at Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Judge Executive Michael Mahler out of Franklin County. Happy to be here. Appreciate y'all inviting us.
I'm Penny Fiedler. I'm the Economic Development Director for Frankfort and Franklin County. I'm also glad to be here and just to say a big thank you to everybody here. We just worked with Symphony wrapping up a information technology apprenticeship grant. It was very successful, a Department of Labor grant. We graduated 19 of our 24 participants. We did have a major flood during the middle of the program. So we had a few people that were impacted, but it's been great. And 14 of those were employed in IT, and they continue to get certifications. And so we see it as a real success story and something that in Franklin County we're trying to lean into further.
Matt Montgomery with SAP representing Business IT and the treasurer for another 20 years. I'm John Doherty with MTech Electrical Contracting. I'm the chair.
Tiffany Graves, Workforce Director. I put my glasses down to go.
Yes. Yeah, you'll call all. Go ahead. I always say Robin there.
And sorry, some of the people online have notified me that the thing is going in and out. So Jeremy's working on it.
Okay, well, see that. Shall we try to get everybody to announce themselves?
Yeah, so we can go, so let's start. Stacy.
Hi, Stacy May, Public Information Officer for the Bluegrass area.
Anna.
Hannah Gregory, I'm the Quality Control Manager for the
Anna,
Bluegrass.
can you hear us? Okay, let's.
I can. Can you got me now?
Everybody's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You got me now?
she's, okay, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, Quality Control Manager with the Bluegrass area.
Okay, Dolly Collin.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dolly Holland. I'm the Market Human Resources Manager for CenterPoint Health formerly Life Point Health or Clark Regional, and I'm your vice chair.
Katie Coughlin?
I think you said my name. I'm Katie Hoagland. I'm the
Yes.
Executive Director of the Career Development Office. I have the privilege of working with Lisa Page at the department and of course, working each day with Connie as well. Thank you for having me today.
Micah Drake?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Micah Drake, representing Carhartt Incorporated in Irving, Kentucky. So I'm also the secretary for the board.
We always have issues with that. Some.
Let me leave and rejoin the meeting.
Did you hear me?
He's-
So with this hour meeting, recording. Okay, now it's like all around everyone I meet. I know. That's good. Honestly, right, might be something to think with, it's not a nice thing, it's like. The winds are,
Yeah, they started a little early, I don't know.
It says connection needs to be really went off your camera and incoming video uses less bandwidth, but of course we can't do that. Okay, let's try again. Stacy Thurman?
Hi, Stacy Thurman with Wild Turkey. I'm HR Director.
Debbie Lee?
Hi, I'm Debbie Link. I'm the Executive Director of the Child Care Council of Kentucky.
Pam Hatcher?
Hello, everyone. I am Pam Hatcher, the Regulatory Training Program Manager with Trilogy Health Services.
Tina Link?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sheena Lincoln. I'm the Director for Kentucky Lusset with the Laborers Union. Glad to be here.
Darlene Thomas?
Darlene Thomas. I'm with Greenhouse 17 on board.
Gary Allen?
Yes, Gary Allen, Plant Manager for Plastiflora America, located in Danville, Kentucky. Nice to be here.
And Paula Nolan?
Hi, I'm Paula. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, because I can't get my camera to come on, so I don't know if the mic's working. I'm in the Human Resources Department at Hyster Yale Materials Handling, and I know it's important we have the cameras on, but mine does not seem to be working right now, but I'll keep working with it.
Hyster what?
Hyster, yeah, that's what she's saying.
Okay. We solid? Kind of?
Yeah, it's we don't have very good Wi-Fi going on right now, so.
Yeah. Can I get a wave from everybody that you can hear us on this side? All right, thank you, thank you. Yeah. All right. We've got some special announcements and sadly, some people are deciding that they're gonna leave us and do other things, hopefully funner things maybe. But we have some awards that we'd like to give out. Now I've got to see them. There's the third time. This one says, Mr. Matthew McGovern, we appreciate all that you've done. And Tiffany, would you like to add more? And of course, for many years of service, and being willing to be chair, vice chair, and treasurer, leave and come back and still commit yourself to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, very good. Told you multiple times, any questions that I'm always like, whenever we get a packet together, what question is Matt going to ask? Which makes it a better thing, and that's made us a stronger board for keeping on things.
This has been such a good experience. I mean, it's been, this is just over 9 years, right? So welcome to members of the board. This is good, right? 7%. We've got a lot to kind of convince you, but it's all about just sort of helping people. We've gone through a lot of just the world's gone through a lot, right? Kentucky's gone through a lot. So just so you know, we get people telling me that you're doing something. I mean, this is a lot more exciting than the spreadsheets I do of my college. So, you know, you've got some things you read these success stories that are in the packets, and it makes all the difference in the world in somebody's life. They're now contributing more to society. They're in a better place. They're happy. They have hope. I mean, all the stuff that staff does and everything else. I mean, I'm just proud to be a part of it. So thank you for this. A good 9 years. Thank you, man. Yeah. Got a little story on that. Oh, no, yes. He was vice chair. I was vice chair. Let me back to that. He was vice chair and then became chair. There was some turmoil that was right in our face, and we was getting all that taken care of. As he was chair, I was vice chair. We got all that taken care of. Everything's looking good. And I thought we might have. I said, when I turn into the chair, if you leave the chair position, just make sure it's all just smooth sailing for you. And right after that, COVID happened. That was not my fault. Yeah. I'm trying to give you that story. And for as long as I can remember, this lady's been here helping us and me, and just a great person, is Connie Schnell. And she's going to leave not only us, employment as well.
I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I'm retiring.
I know. See, now, I appreciate everything. You're just always fun. Please, you have some more?
I do.
Yes.
Gosh, I try not to get emotional on this one. Some of you men may not understand, but the women in this room will understand. Connie, you have been an excellent source of a woman in strength and power that has influenced me like you will never believe. So I'm going to miss you.
Thank you. I'll miss you too.
I told you back a little setup.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come visit.
You know, it's bittersweet, but I think when we were just talking, we're part of life to get to this point. And, you know, I had a goal and I stuck with it. And so I said this, and I know Katie's heard this, but I pray that each person in this room, when you get to that point or you have that option and you need to reach your goal, that you can do that. Because even though I'm so excited, I'm scared. You know, it's like, it's a little scary because my identity all my life. But getting back to this, I have enjoyed bluegrass. I was telling Michelle, I gave her an earful driving up here. She goes, I heard bluegrass is really good. I said, oh, they are. They're very good. And it's a good group of people to work with. And with Tiffany, you say that, but I say that about you. You know, right back at you. You know, there's people in this room, you know, that I've been around for quite some time. Jennifer Hayes, she's a strong woman back there, you know, and I've enjoyed John, you know, the team in here. I say my words to, as I depart, is working together, we're stronger. When we're working together, we're stronger. We have to share ideas. We have to go through the challenges together. We have to be open to other ideas and better ways of doing things, you know, to keep on moving forward. So, you know, I've been through 3 governors and lots of secretaries and lots of executive directors. And, you know, Katie, I admire Katie. Katie's executive director. I have to report to her. You know, I worked with her for years. And so I look forward to what you do. I'm not going to be a stranger. I told John I'll drop in, but keep doing what you're doing because bluegrass, working together, you do great things. And I've been very, very proud to be a part of it. So thank you so much.
I see
There's
special
cupcakes and
treats up
snacks.
there.
Yes, if anyone wants a snack, we've got cupcakes.
This is part of the celebration. All right.
Yes.
Now, everybody online, you just got to celebrate and think about.
I'll keep that air down. I'll keep that air down. I'll try to pull it down.
Thank everybody for the new people for showing up, and you guys see, we've got some people that's leaving us, and I hope you guys can, try to help the void that we're gonna have with those people leaving here. I guess. I didn't say fill. I said help.
Robin's 57.
Oh, we have presentation?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while Robin's getting that set up, we do have our guest speaker, Judge Executive Michael Mueller from, I hope I don't mess that name.
It's all good.
From Franklin County. I appreciate you being here. And, we were just there, Robin was there, at the Franklin County High School, at a job fair at the high school. My team, I wasn't there, I said it, but, I have a team there. We have a good relationship with that high school, their electrical program. So,
Well, good.
You're
Uh-oh. I think we lost that room connection altogether, did we not? Okay,
Yeah, I think we did. I'll text
Yeah.
them.
okay, thank you. I'm just making sure it wasn't just me.
I think it's all of us, and I also texted Tiffany too. I say when they switched to the presentation, it messed with the feed, so they'll get it taken care of.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you.
The score is 43-46 at the half, if anybody's interested.
Oh, I'm very interested. Yes.
Yeah.
I have my phone positioned, not gonna
Say,
lie, right here so I can see it.
Who's up?
I hope my face didn't give me away when LSU scored that last three. I was like, no.
We still gave up 43 points to a 15-16 team. It's
Exactly.
Gary,
Yes.
I know,
Don't
I
even
know.
start me.
Don't get me started.
Yes. This whole year I could go on and on and on. Yay, you're back.
There gotta be a buffalo trace or something, they're all drinking and we're on glass and they're laughing at us for being here, but yeah, they got the fake behind screens, yeah. Oh, that's great, that's great. Okay, so, I'm just gonna I'm gonna open the book. Like I said, if anybody wants to ask anything as I'm going, we can do it. One of the not first things, so this is my 4th year, very proud that, unopposed. So I'm already locked in for another 4 years. That's either good or bad. My wife tells me I asked for it, so, but we are doing some amazing things. Couldn't be prouder. So this is a picture of the fiscal report. Currently right now, some of us in that picture right there. So I have a great court. They're super active, some want to be there all the time. Some just come to meetings, but that's okay. It takes a little bit of diversity. One of the things I got a call, I think about 2 years ago from the Dennis Quaid show, PBS, Dennis Quaid, and they said, we've never highlighted a county in Kentucky. And I said, well, that's interesting. And they said, we see what you all are doing. We want an opportunity. So Penny and I and the mayor talked about it, and so we split it 3 ways. I think it was $30,000 or something. So we all threw in $10,000. So they came last year, they interviewed us, they did some overviews, they did A shots, B shots. It was a really good experience. So that just launched. So before I kind of talk about everything in Franklin County, I was going to show that video if Robin can make that happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just press play on the left-hand side, at the bottom of the screen.
Is there audio?
Should be.
There is, yes.
If not, it's going to look at pretty pictures.
So we put this video together because we're really leaning into the specialness of place in Frankfurt. You know, we are the front door to your new Kentucky home. As the capital city, our focus is around arts and culture attractions, tourism, and certainly just quality place for our local residents. And so this, there's a short segment that included the mayor and the judge, and that ran on Fox Business News in February and national distribution. And now the program is airing on as a short, you know, media segment on several national news programs, regional, and on PBS. And so it's just a way of reminding people, you know, sometimes you hear this notion of, oh, let's clean up the mess in Frankfurt. Well, we actually have a thriving community of 50,000 people that have, that are not part of state government, right? It's our lives, of course, state government is our largest employer, and we love that. But we as residents are not part, we have a beautiful kind of 250-year-old story to tell.
Well, we always hear, you know, everyone slams Frankfurt.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's a capital ongoing, you know, we're not all bad people, you know. I want the news media just to say
Yeah.
capital, you know, because that is one of the hardest things that we do is fight against, you know, oh, it happened in Frankfurt, it happened in Franklin County. So we're trying to work against that. So this video, you know, even though the audio didn't play, and there's a lot. Yeah.
And there's a 5-minute version and a 30-second version, so we invite you to check it out.
And so this is kind of, so one of the things we did was we hired Jay Gardner, who's a site selector, to kind of come look at our community, what we're doing well, what we're doing bad. So these first two slides are just kind of summing up some of our employment, some of our education, the things that we're doing in Frankfurt, Franklin County. So you can go to the next one. I'm not going to sit here and read slides because I hate that if I was in your seats.
This is also on our website.
Yep. And then one cool thing I want to talk about is our Thornhill Education Center. That is an amazing, bless you, hub that is doing all kinds of things with GEDs. They're going into our jail. We have record number of GEDs for the state. I mean, they're really rehabbing some people in that place. It's not just GEDs, though. They're doing all other kind of things. They're going into factories. They're helping to teach people. They're really doing good stuff. So this is just a picture of our downtown. Couldn't be prouder of everything that we have going on. It's good to see. We do have some partnerships that we are proud of. Boys and Girls Club. We just opened one in Frankfurt. So it's the first one in 20 years that's opened in the Southeast. It's right there in Franklin County. So we were able to provide them with a building and do the renovations. And I think they already have 80 kids, you know. So another thing that we're focusing on heavily is kids in our community. We have over 800 kids that are affected by incarceration, which blows me away. Same number of kids like in Western Hill High School in Frankfurt. So Wanda Joyce Robinson, you know, they're doing amazing things. We have so many nonprofits that are finally working together. We actually have Bluegrass Ad, Gene working with us on our opioid task force. And we've identified, there's different, they call them buckets, pillars. Transportation is the #1 problem. Getting kids from school to the Boys and Girls Clubs, getting people to drug rehab, getting them to their jobs. So we're meeting with BGWIB, the city, and we're creating a transportation system. That's one of the things we're going to do with some of our opioid money. So we're trying to see the needs, especially with employment, how to get people to work because our transit stops at like 6 p.m. So how do we get them home from work and things like that? So that's going really well. NCFL, a lot of people don't know this, but we are the National Center for Family Literacy. We're the pilot program for North America in Franklin County. So Dr. Felicia Smith came to us a couple years ago. We hooked up with Thornhill, and now we have this huge system going. And it's just, I grew up just average, kid, middle class, but I didn't realize how many people in our community are illiterate. They can't read. And it's not just elders, it's kids, it's everything. So now we have a place that full families can go, not be embarrassed, and learn how to read and get certificates. So we should all be proud of that. Mental health programs for Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, it's not really workforce stuff, and I'm just kind of giving y'all an overview of everything. That's helped a lot. We've had some incidents just a couple months ago. I think Sheriff's Department had to shoot somebody that, pointing a big gun at them. So, but it gives them the opportunity to decompress. I know back in the day, it was just kind of like toughen up, whatever, get back out there and keep moving. But we have things in place that are trying to help our first responders. Sports tourism, this is one I'm really proud of. We kind of copied what McGrath County would do Utica did, added a little bit more on hotel fee. So now we have a separate board we're just working on sports commission. The first year alone, I think it's gonna generate about $600,000. So, I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but that was a huge thing for our community because I think everyone in this room can attest to things are a little rocky right now, you know, especially internationally. Tourism's down. Not a lot of travel is happening. And I think, you know, now we're at war. So what does that mean? So I'm really glad that we were able to go, you know, year and a half ago to embrace the sports commission because we're really going to focus on getting people regionally to our community to shop, stay in our, you know, hotels and just eat at our restaurants. So again, we are the state capital, even though it doesn't look like that now. They started a massive renovation project, if you've seen it, and they're like 5, 7, 10 years now. So it's kind of a mess. All right, Robbie, you got next one. So bourbon, we all know everyone claims they're bourbon. They're bourbon. We're bourbon. You're bourbon. Everybody's bourbon. You know, I'm a recovered alcoholic, and I buy more bourbon now than I ever have. Great gifts. But Buffalo Trace is there. They took a hit during the flood. You know, I think Penny mentioned earlier, we hit the flood. Worst, second worst in all time. I mean, it was horrific. 3 weeks of hell. They were back and up running like within a month, and that whole campus was completely under. I mean, completely under. They had over 200 Serve Pro people there for I think it was $10 million bill just for Serve Pro. Yeah, it's crazy. So, but they've reinvented themselves. They're doing well. The Canadian tariffs are really hurting them, to be honest. We also have some smaller distilleries in our area that are doing big things. You know, I went down last week to Jay Mattingly to marry a couple from Pennsylvania, and I walked in, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 50 people in there, tour buses everywhere. I'm like, they're just traveling. People are just there hanging out. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So, still don't know why that couple wanted to come here from Pennsylvania to get married. There was no ties, but they just wanted to be at the distillery. And it's funny, they didn't want to be around anybody. We went downstairs in a private room. It was just husband and wife, and we had to get one other person for a witness, and I married him. And they were just happy as could be. And I was like, okay, different strokes for different folks. You know, I don't ask a lot of questions, you know? Yep. But I think one of the things that we are really trying to do is not just hone in on distillery, because we all know what happens if you put all your eggs in one basket. So we're really trying to diversify with some biotech. We have automotive. We have, you know, aerospace. We have all those things happening right now. We have a huge arts and culture in our community that I think a lot of people don't realize. So we are proud of really trying to diversify what we're doing. Robbie, you got the next one, please. So I think briefly we talked about the Career Tech School. Couldn't say enough good things about Franklin County Career Tech Center. They are really pumping some kids out of there. They're going straight into the workforce. They're doing a great job. They're looking at trying to, I think, expand what they're doing. I know they're doing, you know, welding, auto mechanics, nursing. You all probably know more than they do than I do right now. But they're doing really good things. They're good to work with. And I will say, I went to a football game with some of the teachers there, and they take pride. They really love these kids. They embrace them. You know, some of the kids that end up in their classes, they know they're not going to go to college, but that's okay. But they help shape them into getting them into the workforce. So one of the things Penny's been working on too is working with our local factories, because what we've learned is they don't want to take the time to have to train somebody, but they would almost rather someone else train them. So between Thornhill and the Career Tech Centers, we're trying to kind of invent an incubation of, you know, okay, they would rather just got us a check for 50 grand and say, new employees, just train them for us, and then they're ready to work. So that's something we've been working on. The next one is, you know, I have talked about Kentucky State University. They're a really good organization. Dr. Campo is there now. He's really turning that place around. It's had a rough road, let's be honest. I think everybody in this room can attest to it. And it's not easy. There's good times, there's bad times there, but they're trying. He's really trying to, the population for the kids, I think he took it from 1,500 students to almost 3,000. I mean, he is really doing some big things there. But the aquaponics in particular, I mean, it's world renowned. I mean, people come from all over the world to learn about aquaponics, and we just embrace them. We embrace that program. That's a picture of Dr. Jim Tidwell. He was actually, I think, one of the ones that kind of got the whole thing going. He spent his whole career there, but now he's retired, but he's still not far. We see him out in the community all the time. Okay. Quality of place. So this is kind of my jam here. You know, I love parks. My dad was assistant, not parks director, shit, what am I talking about? He was a Department of Interior, federal government. So he was over big parks. He went through all kinds of Carter, Bush, Reagan. His whole career was in parks. So growing up, state parks is where we went. You know, it's what we did. So it's kind of bled into that. There's a ton of parks. I think per capita, we probably have more than anybody in the state. We have a golf course. We have the Elkhorn Creek. We have the Kentucky River. We have the interstates. I mean, we're situated very well, and that does help us a lot. You know, right in between Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati's not far up the road. So we're really putting a lot into parks because for me, the two things people look for when they're moving a company or workforce or whatever, it's going to be schools and quality of life. And so I can't really control the schools because they're their own entity. But I will say Franklin County, I can't speak for the independent schools, but they just got their test scores back and they're like above average now. They're the best scores that have ever come out of Franklin County. So they're competing now. So that's going to hopefully make a big difference with our recruitment and factories, industry. But so we're focusing on parks. Like I said, we have the county, when we came in, only had one park. We have a 128 acre park, little par 3 golf course, just an older park. Very appreciative that they added though. On the last commission going out, we bought another park from a bank that it used to be a golf course, but they had sold some pieces off. So we have another, it's literally 128 acres too, which is kind of funny, but it's right on the interstate. So we've been wrestling for the last couple of years. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Came up with the idea of we don't really need a clubhouse. Let's RFP some of these pieces off here, see if we can generate some money to put into building a park. So that's what we're doing now. We just approved last week, I think $170,000. We're going to open the driving range back up. That can help them generate some money. We're actually getting ready to build a 36-hole competition Frisbee golf thing, whatever that is. So the guys that are doing it, they brought an architect in, they're serious. They're like, this will be one of the top 3 in the state. And so I met out there with Melanie, one of our sculpture partners, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. And we're coming up with ideas of how to bring like art into that park also. So natural playscapes. We're going to do a lot of cool things over there. Okay, Rob, what's the next one? So this is Lakeview Park. This is the park that we've had for a while. So one of the things that we're doing is we did 5 or 6 years ago, we did a master plan for our park system. And we identified softball fields. Because the reason we like softball fields is because families go with softball, especially younger girls softball. Families go. So boys baseball, dad might go or mom might go, that's it. Little girls, grandparents, everybody in this room has probably traveled with sports. So the court approved, we're doing all new turf fields. We're doing 7 turf fields, $40 million. One of the biggest things probably is happening in Franklin County in many, many years. So it was first year revenue back into our community is $11.5 million into our hotels, restaurants, and shops. That's an easy sell for me. So, but we're also looking, I met yesterday about soccer fields. We're going to expand on the west side. And then, so we're going to move some stuff around here too. We're putting a lot of money into our little par 3 driving range and golf course there. Hopefully in the next month or two, we really want to build one of the biggest accessible playgrounds, wet and dry, in the state of Kentucky for families who have, kids or adults with disabilities. So that's really one of my main focuses is I have the First Lady, Brittany Bashir, is going to help me with that. So we're going to really start doing a capital campaign, see if we can build something special for the Capitol. There's kind of a photo op of the new softball complex. So we're going to, there used to be soccer fields there, so that's why we're looking for other acreage for soccer fields. So, but this here is going to bring 700 to 800 people, 34, 35 weekends out of the year and into our community from all over the state and region, hopefully. So we're excited about that. This is our new golf course, disc golf course. I mean, the interstate's right here, actually, right before you get off in Frankfurt exit. So like I said, it's kind of chopped up because the bank, when they had it for many years, they kind of sold off some parcels. So it's not ideal, but we are getting ready and we already have everything starting to order. We just started yesterday. We're also looking at maybe doing a pump track up top. set just some natural playscapes, trying to make this kind of a not labor intense park, just something open green space. There's a lot of trees there. The variety of trees are very nice there. So like I said, we walked it yesterday. But it's cool because like, I think I found an area, believe it or not, one of the things that I didn't realize is big in Frankfurt is cricket. I had no idea. I had no idea. The guys came to one of our meetings, I invited them, and they had just won the state championship. They don't have a cricket field. I'm like, how the hell did y'all win the state championship and you don't have a cricket field? And they said, we have to travel all over. But what's crazy, and I didn't know this, is a cricket course. It's 5 acres circle, has to be flat. Y'all have been to Franklin County. There's not much land in flat, especially 5 acres. But I think yesterday I walked it, I looked at it, we GPSed it, and I think I can do it. So the dozers will hopefully be there in a week or two and just smoothing it out. And I hope that's something we can add to our park system. So just trying to have fun with it. Alrighty, Josephine Sculpture Park. So we actually, hopefully you all have been there. If not, you need to. It's one of the biggest sculpture parks in the Southeast. It's right there in Franklin County on 127 South. So Melanie, good friend of mine, and Penny's here. She named it after her grandmother, and she went to in Minnesota to get a master's degree in sculpture. So it's how many acres, Penny?
It's 40 acres now.
40 acres now.
Second largest in the southeast.
Yeah, and so she's doing really cool things. They have international artists that come and move stuff, but this is the first year that Franklin County Court has brought them into our park system. So now we're donating money towards them, and we're really working with each other. So even like with the new disc golf course, we looked at it and I said, what if we did, there's gonna be 36 holes and they all have to have tees with a sign on them that says what the course is. So we're gonna do, maybe call an artist and maybe make all 36 of those artwork, because it's all on the path anyways. So it can double. People can come there and look at artwork, but then it's also a Frisbee course. So we're just trying to think outside the box. And I guess where my career is private industry, I'm not a government person. We just are kind of doing things different, and we like that. This is a big deal here. This is just a very general schematics. We know that we don't have the convention center anymore. The city's working on that. I think they're going to get that off the ground, but we also don't have any indoor facilities. So we're trying to keep our kids off drugs. We're trying to keep them out of trouble, and we literally have no indoor facilities. So, or indoor aquatic center. So we kind of started on this path over a year ago. Tomorrow we meet, start doing second interviews. We had 7 design firms from all over prepare plans. I went to the governor about 2 years ago and secured this piece of land that the fiscal court's buying from them, right at CHR building, but it's perfectly located on the transit line. We can get the Boys and Girls Club there. We can get the high schools there, the middle schools, the elementary schools. So what we're trying to build is something really to embrace our community, to just make it better. You know what I mean? It's a big project. It's probably $50-60 million. But I think we're going to do it. Exciting. Again, and I tell the jailer all the time, if I could close it, but unfortunately we don't. So we are doing some cool things at the jail to make things better. And actually we started the SAP store program and another spotlight for the state, but there's 48 women in there all over, and we're training them. We're teaching them how to paint. We're teaching them they're going all around Franklin County, working on buildings. They work at the senior center. They're painting with our maintenance department. And so they're learning all these skills. And so when they get out of their program and out of incarceration, they can hopefully go back to their community and be functioning people back in the workforce. Again, we don't have much flat land. And we have two or three industrial parks.
We have 3.
3. So,
Before.
but the first couple, and I'm going to be honest, bad planning. They put anybody they could in there. It's like all professional office space. It's the farthest thing from industrial space. It drives me nuts. If we could bulldoze the whole thing and start over, I would, but we can't. So, but we were fortunate enough, Tierney here out of Winchester has a big piece of land. They actually built the first 150,000 square feet building up there with Penny's help, governor's office, everybody. We landed Nito. which they support Toyota, for 220 jobs, biggest job announcement Franklin County's had in 20 or 30 years. So, and then they're working on 2 more buildings, and they're also coming with 2 more. So again, we're hopeful, we're working hard on it. It's just things are tough right now as far as workforce, one, but then adding on. But I will say in the first year, Nito's already added, they're running 24/7, 3 crews. They added another 100 people. So they're like 320, 330 already. We also added 100 FEMA jobs. We have Uni at the end of the year, added 70 more jobs for a last mile, kind of Amazon thing. So we literally were close to 500 jobs created last year. So, and they really haven't said much about workforce, as far as, everyone's struggling for workforce, we know that, but it seems like they're filling the position. So we're glad of that, but Penny and her crew are working on a whole workforce thing and how we can do better and prepare these, adults and kids to move forward. I got one more, Robin. Target. Couldn't leave without talking about the new Target, It's gonna be like one of the biggest in the Southeast. It's a big mamba jumbo. So city worked on this hard. Couldn't thank the governor's office, and actually they're the ones that got it across the finish line. So I didn't realize the sticking point for Target to happen on this site was this interstate here. Target is very particular about how the roads come in, where the stoplights are. It has to be their way or they're not doing it. And so luckily, literally, I think the last day of session last year, Rocky Atkins got in $4.8 million, and they moved and the light back. Who would have thought, right?
625 feet.
Yeah, that's literally, but they're very specific. They weren't coming if it wasn't moved.
We got the governor on the phone with
Yeah.
Target and.
So, it's going very well. Target, I've never seen it, and again, my whole career has been in building. They'll have this thing built and done, it'll be open in June. I've never in my life seen anything happen so fast. They told me, I don't know where they got asphalt in the middle of winter. I went over there one day and the freaking parking lot's done. I'm like, what? So they're not playing games. There's a BJ's next to it. They've already started construction on that, like a wholesale, like a Sam's Club. Chipotle and some other stuff are starting up top. We had thought that this bottom whole section is phase 2. So a lot of houses, I think 400 units of housing apartments are going in there. They thought that would be a couple of years off. It's moving so fast, they're getting ready to sign the paperwork. It's gonna happen all at once. So very happy that Pat Mattingly with Hamburg had bought it. I feel bad for
Mr. Parson.
Mr. Parson, friends, he fought for many, many years trying to get this thing off the ground. I think he's owned it since 96. 86. It starts to get off the ground terminal buildings. So, yeah, terrible. So he did kind of the ribbon cutting, and so they kind of,
Hamburg,
Pat
we know it'll be a quality development.
Pat took it over, so we're very happy about that, that right there. And then we're also working where all those trees are, on maybe the first housing development that Franklin County has seen since early 90s. So, we do have, housing's a big thing. So I think you all know that. KAC did a study last year on every county. Franklin County was deemed the worst for housing. We're 4,500 units behind. So if you don't have housing, how do you have workforce? So that's really where we've been fighting for the last many years. So, appreciative that we have 863 on the books now. There's sites going up, mostly apartments, townhomes, but that's okay. But they came back and they did a study, and it's like, even if rental units and then ownership units from mansions to low income, they kind of laid it all out of what we need right now. Fiscal Court does have an affordable housing project going on right now. We've already voted on. It's 2 acres down on Home Street. So hopefully that will be underway this year. So we are trying, but we need all kinds of housing. There's a lot of people that want to say bump up, but they can't because there's nowhere to go. There's no rentals. The market in Franklin County is the worst it's ever been, just because there's nothing available. And so it's good and bad, I guess. If you're selling, it's a great thing. But if you're looking, it's not a good thing. So I think that's what I have for you all. I don't know if I missed anything. Like I said, hold on, I might see Jenny does this for me. Okay, we do have a new industrial park we've been working on. It's been very controversial, like a lot of people in this room that are trying to do industrial parks. We're trying to do a tech park. We've secured 125
25 acres.
acres right on 127 South right now. We're hopefully gonna be getting some more. So that's this, that's part of another piece to the puzzle.
We're marketing it and,
Yep.
it's a regional project with Anderson County. And,
Yeah, that is a regional project. Yes,
We've got-
thank you.
We've got about 200 acres zoned.
Yep.
But we have.
And then the last thing we're doing is a fiscal court, and I never thought, I don't know why we weren't doing it, because we're investing our money. People are like, what do you mean you're investing your money? So we hooked up with a company that just works on municipalities. So we have a rainy day fund. Some people in the community are like, well, you need to spend that. Well, you're supposed to keep roughly about a third of your budget. We have close to a $40 million budget, so we have about 14 million. Just in the last year and a half since we've been using this company, we've generated over $1 million in interest alone. And so before, it would just sit in savings account at 0.5. And so we're actually moving money around, not daily, but every month, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. It's all strategically done with our treasurer. So that's enabling us to do a lot of these other projects. So that's kind of my spiel about Franklin County. So I'm open for questions. Like I said, I know I just didn't focus on workforce, but I think workforce is a lot of, you all know this, I'm not teaching you anything, but it's everything. It's the housing, it's the education. I mean, it's all combined in everything. We don't keep kids off the drugs, they're never gonna end up in the workforce. They're gonna end up incarcerated. So we're trying to really do a good job. The first 6 months of my term, we really focused on the team. We have a lot of people that work for the county government now that came out of private industry, and I think that helps. Nothing against people, in government, but it's just a different way of thinking. And so we get everybody together, the sheriff, the fire, the school, we get everybody in a room and we talk about it. We're like, what can we do different? How can we help each other? Because we're all doing the same thing. And I do think Franklin County is doing a better job of, especially our nonprofits. We have some of the best nonprofits I'll put up against anybody. And even Gene with the ad, he's like, you all are, but it started 20 years ago. Passionate people that were doing their thing. Some were helping, women, some were helping men, but nobody was rowing in the same direction. And so finally, about 2 years ago, we brought everybody together, ASAP helped with that, and they said, okay, who's gonna do what? Let's all work together. And they have monthly meetings, and they work together, and they talk about it, they're communicating, they text each other, and they send, if they have a family that needs, housing for the night, they know who to call now. So all those things are really helping the overall system. So it's good to see that it's finally working and we are paddling in the same direction. So. What questions y'all have? Anybody have?
Listen, no question, but you forgot the most important thing that is in Franklin County is Mimi Machitas.
Mama Machitas?
Yes.
They're good friends of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honduran restaurant. The cool thing is, I think 15% of all their money goes back. They're doing a school for kids in Honduras. It was named after Alda and Reina's grandmother. Yeah. It's a great place. Little place. Yeah.
If you all have a pretty Saturday, I suggest Franklin County has my daughter lives in Franklin County.
Oh, okay.
Has a wonderful farmer's market.
Yeah.
Everybody does need to go to Josephine Sculpture Park, but you need to go a couple times because they do have the art installations that change. So that's really neat. And then you finish it up with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, we were finally, and hotels is another thing. That's one thing Franklin County has lacked. And so we're really working with regionalization. We're working with Woodford County and Anderson County to try to figure out how to hold everybody. Because that's one thing Frankfurt hasn't been good at. People, Buffalo Trace is, going through 750,000 visitors a year that come through there. A lot of them international, but they come and they go. So we're trying to figure out how to hold them. The Capitol Plaza Hotel downtown, we just did an IRB for them. They're getting ready to put $30 million to renovate that complete hotel. It's under new ownership. We have a new Delegate Hotel. That's amazing.
We have 80 new boutique
80
rooms.
new boutique rooms in downtown, plus some other ones out on Versailles Road. So we're really trying to create, between the Sports Commission and all this with bourbon and everything else, we're really trying to do some marketing to try to hold people to realize what we have there. So, yeah. No questions? Go ahead.
Restaurant tax.
Yeah, that's a big argument,
You're doing amazing things.
Well, we appreciate it. Yeah, I know that's one of the arguments, and we've talked to attorneys about that, and it's weird how depending on what class you are, you can either do a restaurant tax or not. I kind of like a restaurant tax because really it's some for the locals, but it's a lot of people traveling, but today, we're not legally allowed to, so that's why we came up with the sports commission, because that's at least something that we could, if it's another 1%. And really, I travel a lot, and my wife and I, our kids, we've done all the states, we go all over, and it's amazing, like you get a hotel bill here, it's like maybe 9% local tax. Well, most places are 18%. So when it was like putting that other 1% on there, it really wasn't that big of a deal. So, yeah, but it's a big deal. But if we could do that restaurant, we would. I like calling fees, not taxes. So, what else do we have?
You was bringing up the super target for Frankfurt. A fun little fact. Our plant, Plastic Floor America in Danville, produces all the Target baskets in Danville. So it's probably, so we'll probably be bringing the baskets through the Frankfurt Super Target.
Thank you for that.
Possibility.
Very cool. Glad you're involved. Yeah, I like to hear local people working on a big project like that. So, and I think a company, Henderson Electric out of Louisville, is doing all the electric. So it is cool to see. Mostly, I'm surprised because like the Chipotle, I think they travel, the Wawas, I think they just move around the country. But it seems like the Target's really using Kentucky, people to build it.
To build it, and everything that's coming into the Target development as of right now is new to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
And so that was really the focus. We didn't want to trade dollars because we do have vacancies as anyone does in infill and, but we're not pushing them over there. We're trying to get new,
They're coming. It doesn't seem like it's a problem. So, and the cool thing, I mean,
good.
they're pulling from like 8 counties. I mean, that's how many people will come. The numbers of what they shared with us and how Target works, it's mind-boggling.
The administrative office of the courts, if you've been there, and that really helps draw a regional crowd as well as obviously having the state capitol makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Is Pat Madden actually developing that center?
Yeah, in conjunction with Equity Management, which is also from Lexington, and they're the developers.
Still all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, they're the developers. And the gentleman that Pat's working with on it is from our town originally, his name's Jason Taylor. And so that's great. And
You've ever seen my videos? He's in there with me.
he has another project.
He's starting to like them. He's like, hey, when am I doing another video? That social media thing still, that social media thing still wild, you know what I mean? It's
Well,
that last video he and I did, and we just gotta do it and say, hey, this is what's coming, that's what's coming. It was 120,000 views. I'm like, really? I mean, it's just, it's just fun, but it's a good way to communicate with people, because that's one thing that I hear from all over, a lot of special county judges, they've never communicated with people, and Frankfurt's hard to communicate because we don't really have one news media. We have one newspaper that only comes out twice a week, that's printed in Georgia now. The local plant board does a good job, they have cable 10, but there's really no reporters going around, and so it's even like running the campaign, it's like, you spend a lot of time and money, how are you going to communicate? Because only about 60% of people on social media still. Frankfurt's an aging population, so not everybody's on it, so it's hard to get the word out, so, yeah. No other questions? And I'm gonna open the book, if anybody has anything, or wants to talk about anything, or come to Franklin County, give me a call. I work too much, but I'm always around. I don't consider it work, like I said, I love it. I'm not doing it for the money, I'm not doing it for the thing. I told my deputy judge, I said, the day we stop having fun, the day I go home, I'll call him, so I don't have anything to prove, so. Everyone's like, you can keep running, I'm like, nope. I'm only 5 years, so, got it.
Stay, I know you're busy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you for that. Awesome. Yeah, have a good.
To find your social media link and
Yeah.
following it.
It's quite a bit.
yeah.
Thanks so much.
Great.
Even in front of the camera.
I need one.
Even in front of the camera. That's right.
But you did great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just be able to, you know, I'm gonna hopefully somewhere, yeah. Absolutely, anytime, you know.
Good luck in your retirement.
Yeah, thank you guys, take care.
We got one thinker on some good stuff up there.
There's water. Does anybody need anything? I will hand it to you as I get this.
The one restaurant, toss them out.
Oh, yes. So nobody wants a cupcake or anything?
Not yet. It's not yet.
I'm thinking.
What flavor did you go? John wants a cupcake, chocolate or vanilla.
Chocolate.
I can.
All right, well, we get settled down and everybody's in here getting ready, and I know people online there. Let's get down to business. We got some action items to take care of, and there's some good information to share. Our first action item is the approval of the minutes from our last meeting in December. And you know the thoughts here. I assume you guys read through them. Our new people hopefully had time to read through them. But, you know, the other people were most likely here. We look forward to the motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye or wave your hands? Aye. Thank you. Moving on. I know we got a few items to take care of, and I'm sure people have some time constraints. Let's look at the approval of the financial report from January from Colin, and our last time for Mr. Matt to chime in as the chair of that committee. The pressure to ask questions. Yes. So Colin?
All right, yes, sir. Thank you. So at the close of business of January 2026, we were at 54% expended on our overall budget. And we were at 52% in the prior year. Our admin costs, were at 55%, and that was at 53% at the same time in the prior year. Our adult expenditures were at about 68% compared to 62% in the prior year. Dissipated worker program was 33%, and it was 37% in the prior year. Youth expenditures were at 58% expended, and we were at 48% in the prior year. And then our work experience was about $117,000, which we're going to get a little bit more to finish out the rest of the year to get that that requirement covered. And then you can see our December Equus invoice has been paid, and then that January Equus invoice, that drawdown is in the review process with my supervisors, and I anticipate getting that to be submitted tomorrow or even this afternoon. I might have my email or something. I don't know. But that is where we're at on the finance for January. Anybody has any questions about this page right here?
Can I just ask a question, usually out of ignorance on my part? Why does the dislocated workers always appear to be that low? Is it, I mean,
It's based, in general, it's based off of enrollment. We have generally a whole lot more from the adult program that they get enrolled and youth as well, but this field worker, it's the way that we allocate most costs, like shared costs across the career centers, is based off of the allocations that we have. So, you know, if we're paying for the lights, you know, 31% goes to dissipated worker, 31% goes to youth, and then a little bit more, 37% will go to adult. But like in general, we just have more enrollments in that.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think the denominator on that is the state or the federal sets how much comes in, like for each of those programs, is that right? So we don't know.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by something else and haven't been.
Talking about dislocated worker.
Sorry, no, so talking about adult dislocated worker in this, like where I was.
A lot of percentage was low, is low. So one of the things is whenever we get our funds, like, we can transfer adult and dislocated worker money back and forth, right? But we've never had a high number. We've had the highest number of dislocated workers this year, really, this past year, 2 years. We come into the recent classes and try to recruit them and all that stuff, but a dislocated worker is just someone who's lost their job through no fault of their own.
But so if I think one of the questions is, we always are low on that percentage.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're not estimating the numbers ourselves and what that budget can be.
Correct.
That's getting assigned to us, and because the numbers are never, like, we aren't laying people off for restructuring at that same level. It's just been over the last decade, every year we're transferring from one to the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just aggregate, that's exactly it. Additional questions? I'll move to the next page.
Sorry, you were explaining the last invoice, you were saying that was about to be approved. And
Yes.
something submitted on.
Yeah, that's
We're
the
getting
invoice.
But getting with under 45 days, okay.
Yes.
Now, for the new people in the room, if you'll turn a few pages in, because what's happening when you got a lot of in-depth information behind the one page, you're going to another page that looks into the page as well. Kind of like the summary report. That's.
Just back here, you're talking about salary tax.
Oh, no, I thought we was going to do February thing. I'm sorry.
I'm just discussing.
Okay, this is January.
5 more pages after that, you see just each of the individual line items that I just ran through from that summary. You've got the overall budget page, and then you have the admin page showing those costs to get to that 55% number. The adult costs to get to that 68% number, and then so on. It's display worker. And then there's also, up until recently, we just received that BGCAP Yokohama grant from the National Dislocated Worker Program. That has its own page as well.
Page number 10.
To update that, yes, number 10. And then the Putting Young Kentuckians First, those state funds for youth, that's available on number 11 there as well. We're trending well on both of those programs.
How much progress did we make on the work experience from, December to January?
I'm sorry?
How much progress did we make on the program expenditure?
You're all.
Jennifer?
Let's see. Youth, let me pull it out. Youth.
From December to January.
Yeah. So now the reality is, like, in December and January, these are always hard. No, just because it's the weather and things like that, it's always been hard months for us. Now, typically in February, March, April, and May, that is whenever it is.
That's, so youth number 15. That would.
It looks like we have a picture.
Did not have any.
This. Nice.
No, we had a discussion about it, it's something, wait, let's see what's going to fit. Steps. Get it more work.
Okay.
Sorry, so.
So we have this page too.
Page is it at the bottom? Yeah.
Let me borrow that copy. I'll make it outside.
I printed my own, so I got all.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it's very good. And also, I'll just remind everybody that page 14 and 15, that's the last 2 pages of my report, are basically just a burn down, just a snapshot of all the grants that we still have active right now, including all the WIOA funds are on the first page of 14, and the non-WIOA funds are on page 15. With the right-hand side showing the remaining budgeted balance.
So we still got February, March, April, May, June in this, took a look at, so anybody can, think about that.
Between, January and February, we put $24,000 in this moments.
Okay, so that's the quarterly difference, so that's on pace.
Yeah.
Close it out, okay, but that's.
And the extra youth funds that or to be extended. I think there's already a plan to take care of that.
Yeah.
No worries. I don't have any worries that that'll be taken care of. Any questions for Colin, or Colin, you got more than that?
That's all. Anybody has questions, I'm happy to.
Anybody out on our virtual team there that have a question for Colin?
You have, are you already working on the transfer or?
Yes, I received a $100,000 transfer to Sartoga for Edwards's purposes, yes. Yes. Again, I'm waiting on. Get those, got that going on, the drawdown, and then, there's a closeout on some of the older grants that the state wants this to do, so I've got things that, you might have said, had a chance to get together.
Any more questions? So we're looking for this is an approval of just the January financial report that Colin has presented for us. Questions and answers that haven't happened. Look for a motion to approve that.
I will make that motion.
Matt will make that a motion. Please do, Matt. We have a second.
It's Dolly. I second that.
Thank you, Dolly. And we had a third over here. Thank you.
So you
make
the motions, but I can't even see the numbers anymore.
Oh,
Move them out here.
you know, sometimes I've got two pair of glasses and I'll double them up.
I have contacts in, but I need my glasses too.
All right, all in favor, say aye or wave your hand. Thank you, that moves forward. Thank you, Colin, and thank you, Matt. Now we've got our treasurer. That Matt is leaving here, vote for our BGWIB treasurer. Stacy's gonna take the helm on that. Robin looks like she's handing out the paperwork. But,
Just those 2 pages, so everybody has a full packet of that they're taking.
so
Jeremy's the tablets.
Jeremy's got tablets and we need to have an official vote for our treasurer. And Stacy, if you will.
What would you need me to do, John?
We'll get everybody's attention, then we'll turn it over to you to make the announcement, okay, whatever we need to do and how we need to do it.
Okay. I believe Jeremy is passing out the tablets and possibly a QR code for the voting. You'll cast once, and if you'd like, I can show the tally as it happens, or I can just announce it afterward.
I already did mine.
Probably easier to announce it afterwards in case we have a flaw.
Just the one.
That works for me. Let me switch back over there.
Oh, yeah, no, I think.
It's got everybody on this side.
Does
That
everybody
needs
not
one. I
have
think
it yet?
everybody's got one that needs one.
Okay,
Okay, good.
all right.
If you don't.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you just. Okay.
Do you have the one I did?
Yeah, this is the.
Okay,
Good,
here you go.
good. Just swipe up from the bottom and hit the little dot and it'll refresh.
So this is the one I did, I'm already saying it right, okay.
Stacy, I'm assuming that the people online are voting as well, is that correct?
Okay.
Yes. Actually, what I will do is let me copy and share the link. That's probably going to be the easiest.
Clear, submitted.
Take a step back.
Chairman?
Yes.
I see expert, so I probably wouldn't be, I just scroll it up and hit this somehow in the middle and then refresh it.
Versus on.
Now this was for passing order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
For board members that are online, please click in the chat. Let me know if you have any issues there.
Basically, I think everyone here is voted.
Is everyone online done? Is there anyone that needs more time?
Many choices to choose from.
Stacy,
How
should I be
many?
seeing that?
I'm sorry?
Should I be seeing that? I'm not seeing it in the chat.
You should see a link that says BGWIB Treasurer fill out form.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry, Stacy.
That's okay. Robin, how many members do we have today?
Decently packed room.
I wasn't able to hear. Robin, how many members are present today?
Okay.
She's counting.
Now I have to start.
Oh,
over.
okay.
Fingers and toes.
$19.
Okay, it looks like two people still haven't voted. Is there anyone else online that needs a moment? Anyone else need to cast their vote?
Just for my visual, I can only not see one person. If everybody has voted, who has voted, please raise your hand online then. That way we can see everybody.
So, Tiffany, this is Katie. I did not vote. I didn't think I was yet on the board until Tawny left. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I did not vote.
Okay, we may have. No.
I did
Okay.
not.
Okay, then I think everyone has voted.
Yeah, my apologies. This is Darlene. I can't. I'm down.
She's driving, she can't.
That's fine.
Driving.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a total of 18 responses. All 18 responses went to Miss Donna Angel.
Donna's information is right here for everybody to look at, admire on page, well, in bed, I guess page 16, I'll see a page a little bit.
Yeah.
But Donna, thank you for being willing to set for this.
I will do my very best to keep up with Matt.
Matt needs, and thank you, Matt, for helping her transition before she actually officially transitioned. Thank you. Just for everybody who doesn't know, Matt actually helped, and Donna came to our last meeting, and Donna's. We gotta do the official thing. Sorry, guys. Because we got the votes in, now we need to actually vote on Donna being into that position, being put in that. Yeah, so we need a motion from someone. Someone. Second. All in favor? Aye. Now you're official. Thank you. Okay, now we can start asking Donna all the questions.
That's released it.
That's right. See it.
Okay, our next item for action is credential policy and
Kevin's,
let's see.
well, he's at Royal County Jail because we've got a project we're trying to kick off with him, so I'll cover it.
Thank you.
He'll cover it. So if you look on page 17 and then on pages 18 and 19, the only thing that changed, whenever, each for the, between January and March, we start reviewing all our policies and all that stuff. On page 17 is the original credential policy, in which it still had the word ECOS in there. ECOS is the previous data management system that the state had. Why we didn't catch it by now, I don't know, because ECOS has been gone for multiple years. But so all we did, whenever you look at 18 and 19, we removed ECOS, and it just has to put the outcomes in this state-directed system You'll find that in section 3 in definitions, and just formatted. That's it. Nothing changed with it. It's just cleaning it up.
3 is definitions, policy is also 3.
Oh, we need to update that. Okay. Thank you for catching that.
Number sequence.
Yeah, the number sequence of it needs to be changed. But as far as the scope of the actual policy, nothing changed with it.
Our numbers will end up being 9 instead of ending at 8.
Yeah.
So I will make a motion to make that term change with the updated number.
Matt's made a motion. You have a second?
Second.
Second, couple seconds, thank you. Any discussion? Good. All in favor? Aye? Aye. Wave your hand. Thank you. Clean up that. Okay, this next one is actually on my request. I have a bad scheduling on my behalf. I'll be out of state on our next meeting, June the 3rd. And I'm asking to see if we can reschedule that meeting June the 3rd from June the 3rd to a week before. If that would be my suggestion, because we have a finance meeting that same day in the morning. So from June the 3rd back up 1 week to May the 27th is my proposal, but I'm open for anybody who has other schedule issues, because we can bounce it to another if we have to. Or we can do, I can be virtual, you know, if it comes to somebody just terrible schedule. So my suggestion is May the 27th everybody would check and think about that. Any discussion about that?
If I'm not mistaken, I just want to be clear. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you change those dates, it becomes a special called meeting. It doesn't?
Does not. It does
Wonderful.
Not. It's the exact same thing, Stacy, that happened with the Legos.
Okay, good deal.
So it's not.
As long as it's voted on.
Yeah, as long as it's voted on.
The 1 to 3 on the 27th?
Yeah, from June the 3rd to the 27th, if that's okay with the majority.
It's actually really helpful. We've got a new system coming in, so I was gonna really look at that next week. So I was so happy to see that on the agenda.
So she's happy with it. Do we have anybody that has just a major flaw with that? Back into the 27th at 1 o'clock instead of June the 3rd.
I'll need to join at 1:30. That's the only thing. Wednesdays, through the summer.
Oh, yeah.
But it's,
That was on 1:30.
okay, if it's at 1:30, it's fine.
Yeah. This meeting was held at 1, which kind of caught me off guard, but so May the 27th, if that is a go, at 1:30 p.m. We're gonna have our finance meeting, Donna, on May the 27th at 10 a.m. So.
I'll make some update that.
Yeah, I'll just send the invite.
Thank you.
Can you make the motion?
She can, we don't start.
Not legal.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
So Don has made the motion to my request to be the 27th. Got a second over here, and it's got 27th at 1:30. And Robin said that she would update that as long as we all agree. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And Robin will send that update to change that. Thank you. All right. Information items. We got status of our budget back to college. Tell us the good news.
Sure, yeah, I don't have anything really official prepared. They haven't given us, planning numbers. They usually bring that out about April or so. State will send us an email showing, we're expecting, this is what we're planning, for this next fiscal year, adult disability worker, youth and, all that. But in April, we will have our, youth that's when the youth, grant will start. So, we're just keeping an eye out for that, but, I was saying that, we are trending well in our, ahead of our, FY 27 in our budget. I was gonna bring up that in, as you saw on that grant balances page, everything that we have that expires in June is in good shape to get used, before that period closes for that. And, we're sitting at about, in our dissipated worker and our adult, we're sitting on about $1 million in each program still remaining. So we should have a decent carryover to manage, the early part of FY 27. So, I really just, if in anything, you guys had a question about, budgeting or, what we expect, you can let me know, but just in general, I just want to let you all know that we're trending well. We don't have planning numbers yet from the state, so we really can't put anything out official. So, we can't really start budgeting until we know. So, that's it.
As long as we get some part, assumably what we got last time.
We have to get within wheels.
And they have to keep us within, they can't, the law is that you don't go less than 90% of whatever you got. So last year we got 1.1 million in youth, the least that could be is like 1.02 or something like that. So
The assumptions are looking.
yeah, so that's what we're working on. When we have more information, if we get FAs from the state or updates on that, we can let you know.
And later this month is the director's call. On the director's call, you have, people from the Educational Labor Cabinet. I know on that agenda is to ask Michelle DeJean when we're gonna get our place numbers. So, because none of the areas have gotten them.
Any questions?
I was gonna say the big thing too, is that with the carryover information, we used to give about $1 million per program. We won't get any gaps from what they give us the budget and when they actually release the funds. So that's good for the company.
Yeah, there's a lot of the areas that exhaust all their funds. And I know this because they refer their people to us. So then they have a time frame there. If they haven't gotten their allotment from the state, they're just providing basic services. They're not providing. So at Bluegrass, we've always tried to have carryover so that we don't have to turn people away, just because we didn't budget it. So that's why we do it.
Is it such a 2 months?
It is.
Yeah, so it just to update on like how the schedule usually works. So the youth grant starts on April the 1st. And then the first adult and dissipated worker grants start on July the 1st. However, we usually don't get the NFA for that youth grant until May, maybe June. And then we usually don't get the NFA. That's just the official document saying that the money is awarded to us from the state. We'll usually get that around August, for those, the youth and, dissipated or the adult and dissipated worker. So, but those planning numbers are the next horizon we're looking for. When are they going to send us those planning numbers? That's what the state's operating on. If they're operating on it, that's what we're going to operate on. So, yeah. That makes sense.
Notify us about 30 days prior.
Yeah.
We check that out.
Yeah, they've heard that plenty of times, but, and they understand, so, but.
All right. Oh, we got it.
That's all that I've got. If anybody has any specific questions I can look into, I'm happy to help with that.
Thank you, Tom. And now Tiffany, we got you up for next two items.
Yeah.
Roll into it.
Okay, so, on page 20, because we have it set up that twice a year, we give you all updates on the strategic plan. It starts on page 20 and runs through page 27. The only one, everything, is whenever, I copied South Central, when we started this, like it's like a fuel thing. You've got red to yellow to light green to dark green. If you look on page, we're good when you look through it on all of our goals and metrics. Except for on 25, on page 25, on the objective 4.3, it's assisting participants to overcome childcare barriers. We are still working on that. We are making good progress with it. Because of the partnership that we have with Child Care Council and things like that, we ended up like yesterday, well, at Saturday, we spoke about our child care initiatives that we're doing, in which partnering with Child Care Council can help individuals open up their own in-home daycare, and then also educating the child care facilities on how to use our federal dollars to offset the employee cost. And with that partnership with the Child Care Council, Debbie has helped educate our staff that go, our business service team that goes out and speaks to employers about other benefits that are there that they can take advantage of as the employers. So that's, I'm very happy because it was yellow for a long time and now we're moving to a little bit green. So yeah, but if you all have any questions with anything with your strategic plan, just let me know.
And next up.
Okay, we have on here because Hannah had presented at the SETA Spring Conference on quality assurance. And then, as I stated, like we presented on our child care initiative, it was Robin, Debbie, and then Crystal Dean, who is with our direct service provider. Typically, we get a little report that says people liked it, people didn't. We've not gotten that back yet, but I do know this. I had 2 different states reach out to me already, wanting more information about what we've done, and I know that Hannah has had other states reach out to her and another local area here in Kentucky on how she does her Excel sheets and things like that. So I'm assuming it'll be good. Our responses will come back good, but as quick as we get them, we'll have those on the next agenda to give to you all.
Great job there. I mean, let's just say great job, Hannah, great job. I mean, on that.
Big presentation.
Yeah, I mean,
And you missed the alligator.
Oh, yes, Hannah did, Hannah dressed up as the alligator, in one of the blow-up costumes. Curtis Campanera, I can't even say his last name the right way, but he had asked for a volunteer and, Hannah volunteered.
He was a hit.
She did also. And I'm very proud of her because she stepped outside of her comfort zone a lot. This is the first time that Hannah had ever presented a session by herself. And then to get up, because there was, I think, like 300, I think there were anywhere between 380 and 400 people at that opening session. And then there she comes bouncing out in that blow up alligator costume. So yeah.
Tiff,
Quality
real quick,
assurance.
can I just wanted to add, so on top of that, today, Stacy and I had an opportunity to also train, and this was early childhood providers about the services that you do. And you're going to have even more, contacts that are coming that people want to use your services across the state. So thank you to everybody that was part of that. And the word's getting out. So I think, we'll be all the way in the green now. So thank you.
That's awesome. Sure.
Back to
Yeah.
Good.
Stacy. Yeah.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Board roster, Stacy.
Okay, yeah, we have, I apologize, I do not have it pulled up. If you will look in front of you, I just wanted everybody to take a look at, you will be, if your name is highlighted or bolded on there, you'll notice that your time is expiring on the board for this year, coming up sometime this year. I will be reaching out to you probably about a month or so before the expiration date to confirm that you want reappointment. If for some reason you do not, please just go ahead and contact me so we can start looking for a replacement. Otherwise, I will send the form over to you. It's a pretty easy process for you. Just confirm that the information on there is still correct. If it is, I will send it in and request for signatures, and things will go pretty easily that way. So it's more just information for everybody to know what your expiration date is, the number of terms that you've served. And I apologize, I keep turning my camera off because I keep getting lag every time I turn it on. So, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Or if you have questions about reappointment, feel free to, you can contact me afterward, after the meeting if you want to. Otherwise, just be looking in your inbox around the time for your reappointment.
Any questions? Thank you, Stacey. I see I got 20 names on this list, and I see Michelle still in limbo. But, everybody else, I'm seeing the new people on here, so thank you for being here. And I see Matt's on the bubble, and Connie's on the bubble, but there's for that.
My term's not expiring, but.
So going on, we got Jennifer, which is one of our highlights. Jennifer and Todd usually all the time. I'll see Todd today, but Jennifer, tell us what you got.
In the packet, you'll see the January customer report. I'll just hit some of the highlights and then you can ask any questions that you have. But as a whole, our enrollment numbers are up tremendously this year compared to last year. At the end of January, we had 395. I pulled the numbers while I was sitting here at the end of February, we had 452. And compared to last year at the end of February, we had 94. So substantial increase, and that's really due to us just rebuilding our program because in 23, we, had some changes and transition in our program, and then so 24 and 25 have been kind of our rebuild years. So our numbers are definitely reflecting that. We also have special money for our Pretty Young Kentuckians First. And at the end of January, we had enrolled 332. The goal is to have 400 put into employment by June 30. And then as of this morning, we had enrolled 382. So we're about 18 away from our enrollment goal. And then for the next several months, we're just going to shift to be putting a lot of those into employment. A lot of those individuals are in training right now. So around 40 to 50 is what we keep in training at any time. We have around 20, or we had 22 at the end of January. I think that number is still around the same, maybe around more 26 now in work-based learning. So that's where we're putting those individuals into paid work experiences, on the job trainings, for work-based learning opportunities. And then on the WIOA side, we had 75 in training. So we're looking at 20 people in work-based learning and 120, 130 people in paid ITAs at any given point. We have special funding for, as you all know, the Army Depot, and we are hitting those goals with that grant. The goal was to have 75 enrolled at the end of December. We had exceeded that goal, so we have quarterly metrics for that. We are dedicating every Friday for those individuals that come into that Richmond office because their 1 day a week off is every Friday. So we're really using that Friday for them. We've done, I think there's 29 rapid responses that have been scheduled for them. So there's a tremendous amount of outreach going out to the depot that Todd and Rolly and the business team are doing. And so we're working really heavy with that group and with that special grant. That grant also covers Yokohama, and it's a smaller enrollment number from that group, but we did have 20 enrolled from Yokohama with that.
We have a lot of special initiatives going on. At the beginning of the year, Tiff and I both said that we wanted to touch every single county with some small cohort, with some initiative. We've done a really good job with that. We do have a couple of counties that we're still wanting to focus on for the end of the program year. But we work really close with BCPC Workforce Solutions, and we pretty much have them on speed dial. Hey, can you do a nurse aid cohort in Lincoln County? Or can you do CDL and Mercer? So they're really good at working with us. Our staff are hitting all of the adult eds every month, the libraries every month. Tremendous amount of outreach. We have the outreach listed out by county throughout the pages of the report. Lots of initiatives coming up. We've got pharmacy tech, nurse aid, CDL. So doing a lot of upskilling and training individuals. Working with BCPC refugee program for work-based learning experience come May. And then Matt's favorite part is always the success stories at the very end. And for the month of January, we had 3, and one of those was one of those Oklahoma people that lost their job. You all have any questions specifically? I'd be able to answer those for you.
Questions for Jennifer? You know, I like this. All activity.
Jennifer, you all go to the Anderson County Adult Ed too, right? I just want to make sure I didn't see that this time. I wanted, since that was one of mine, I wanted to make sure.
I'd like to compliment Jennifer and her team, the whole Richmond, Kentucky Career Centers. They have been on top of everything for the Army demo. It doesn't matter. It has been there and changed dates and switches, and everything has worked smoothly, and it's really made a difference. Everyone in Madison County was so frightened about many employees were going to lose to another state possibly. Homes that were going to let versus probably and all of this. Roly and compliment please tell Tamara as well. She has been on top of everything with me, getting jobs filled in Maria, not just the factory, but on the streets, and working with the college as well. Those programs there, a lot of the schools, it's just been amazing. So you guys don't give yourself enough credit. So I appreciate it. I see everything.
Thanks for the time. I was on site at one of the schools in Madison last night for open house. And I think one of the biggest strengths that we have as a team and between the board, Tiff's team and our team together is that we work, Tiff calls us a dysfunctional family. We work so close together, and it's the relationships that we have in place. And so last Friday, we were on a meeting with a forklift provider, and they were like, we can do forklift training, bring it to your counties. And so my goal for the next 2 weeks is to touch 17 counties to bring forklift training for about 6 individuals per county that we can completely fund. And so we're hitting those ATCs and those schools, and we just have really good relationships throughout the communities. And I think that we have a great team with them.
Good. I'm excited about that. We've already had requests for that. So
Yeah.
I'll get to permission.
Comments or questions? Okay, who's filling in for?
I'll touch base on it. Todd and Riley are both, at the Early Education Summit, over there, because like me and Robin and Debbie presented the same session that we did at SETI yesterday, and then Stacy and Debbie did theirs this morning, and Riley and Todd's doing a session this evening. I will say that I think that Bluegrass has a lot more going on in the child care field than any of the other local areas. I know that some of the directors have called me when they know what we're doing. But Todd's report, really the only things that I remember that he touches on, other than the trash talking that he does at the start and the is the number of walk-ins. There was 849 walk-ins. There's 371 new referrals that he's got on here. I know that him and Rolly, they did more rapid responses at the depot. That's like session 23 and 24. I can trash talk a little bit if you all want me to. But that's usually how Todd ends it. So
Todd is our answer.
he is.
Nice.
All right, well, I appreciate everybody being here today. Anybody got some general comments or questions or concerns?
But I do
Yes.
keep it going, Bluegrass.
We're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss Matt and.
I'm gonna try to figure out how I can have an at-large bird.
Oh, yeah.
You need to get a little side business or something going.
All right, well, with that, we have one motion that needs to happen.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And you said. Thank everybody for being here and staying with us and extended time today. Thank you.